Here we go for another Daily Do Now. Welcome back. I am granting you access to yet another Daily Do Now video in my house. Woo! Okay, that's the word we're going to talk about today, and that word is access. Say it out loud. Access. Let's clap it out. Access. How many syllables does access have? It has 2. Okay. Access is a noun, and the dictionary definition of access is as follows. Access is the right or opportunity to see someone or something. If you get to see something special, you have access. So this is the part of the video where I am going to talk about something special that you have to watch the video in order to get correct on your Daily Do Now Google form. So when I was your age, maybe a little bit older, I think it might have been my sophomore year in high school. My dad was a pilot. He used to fly airplanes for American Airlines. And I don't have a picture of him in his American Airlines uniform. I looked everywhere. I can't believe I don't have a picture of him. But I do have this picture of my dad. Isn't he handsome? I had a really handsome dad. And this was my dad when he was in the Navy. He was a Navy pilot in the 1960s before I was born. And right when I was born, he got a job with American Airlines. So my dad was a pilot with American Airlines, and I was allowed access when I was a sophomore in high school to go to Dallas, Texas with him. And my dad used to have to go to pilot school about every 2 years when they would train their pilots on maybe new airplanes. And they would go into what's called a flight simulator. So it was kind of like a big giant video game, and train the pilots on the new equipment. And nowadays it's super high security. Nobody can go in there except for the employees. But when in the 1980s, I went in with my dad, and I got to sit inside the simulator with my dad. And the teacher who was training my dad on the new planes would turn around every once in a while and say, okay, push this button. And I'd push the button, and it's like I said, it was like a giant video game, and it would make my dad it would change the weather conditions, and he'd have to straighten out the plane and make sure he got through turbulence and click all the right buttons to make sure that he kept flying the plane correctly. So I had very special access. There's not too many people, regular people who aren't pilots, that get to go in and do flight simulator like that. It's called a flight simulator. It was really cool, super fun. That's the special access that I had when I was your age. And ever since 9/11 happened, they no longer give people access to being in those flight simulators. You have to be an employee now. Okay, so access is a noun, and a noun is something that you can have or you can give to someone else. And I had access to going to my dad's work and being able to go into a flight simulator. And American Airlines gave me that access at that time. All right, so here's what I want you to do for your sentence today. Use access in the following sentence. It reads, because I was grounded, my mother reduced my access to blank. So what I want you to do after the to, this is called a preposition. And after a preposition, we need to have a noun of some kind and maybe some elaboration. Now you can use a person, place, object, or person, place, or object for your noun, or you can use a verb plus ing. So I have a couple examples here with a verb plus ing. Because I was grounded, my mother reduced my access to going on my daily walk. Because right now, going on a daily walk is kind of that's about all we get to do these days, right? A lot of you I know enjoy playing video games, and so you might use the following. Because I was grounded, my mother reduced my access to playing my favorite video game called, and then you can give me the name of the game that you like to play. Now, you wouldn't be incorrect if you just threw in a noun there. Because I was grounded, my mother reduced my access to my cell phone, and I could no longer text my friends. That would be your elaboration. So you can do that, but I think it would be best if you used a verb plus ing. That's called a participial noun, and then a little elaboration to go along with it. So I'm looking forward to seeing your responses in your daily do now on your Google form. And keep reading the articles that are posted in our Google Classroom. And don't forget, we're going to end this term with our final. And so hopefully with reading the article, I've been really helping you with paraphrasing. I hope that you're getting better at paraphrasing the articles. And one of the things I want to point out, it's fine if you do one of the tests with the articles. But if you are redoing tests, the best score I'm going to give you is a 4 out of 5. I'm not going to give you 100% because you already got to do it one time. You know the questions and you know the answers. And so that's not really fair. You can't get a perfect score. However, if you took if you do the article and you take the Google form and you only get, if you get 0 out of 5 or a 1 out of 5, I would redo the assignment and then get the better score. Okay, so I do want to reward students for trying and to reach mastery, but it's not fair if you've already seen it and then get a 5 out of 5. I'm really impressed with the students who are reading the article and getting all the questions correct on the first time that you read the article. You're taking your time, you're paying attention to the question, and it shows. And so you can get the 5 out of 5. You can get 100%. Okay. Also, don't forget, I offered you an opportunity if you would like to do a video like this. You can just film it with your phone, and you can inform me about a word, any word. It could be any high-end academic word that we've either covered already for a daily do now, or it could be one out of the article. So we've read 2 articles. Well, we've read 1. There's going to be another article next week. There's going to be 3 altogether. And if you see a really high-end academic word in one of the articles, you could do a video about that word, just like I do with you, where I introduce the word, I clap the word out, I pronounce the word correctly, I define the word, I give you a little story about the word that's not on the card, and then I go over an example of how to use the word on the card. If you do that, and you can do that, take 3 minutes, that can count for your speech proficiency, but you would have to record yourself. Now, you don't have to use like picture. I use a QuickTime Movie Maker in my computer to do these, and if you're working on a Chromebook, you don't have access to that. But you could take a piece of paper and hold it up like this, and that could be like you have your vocabulary word here, what part of speech it is, the definition, and an example sentence. So you could do it just like what I do here, and it would that would count for your speech proficiency. So we have 2 weeks left. If you want to work on your speech proficiency, you can, and you also will have some more daily do-nows, and don't forget we have that final test to take. All right, until we meet again, I'll see you in the Google Classroom. Have a great day.